So President Obama is about to leave office, and he is leaving us with one last parting gift. And that is the Countering Foreign Propaganda and Disinformation Act of 2016, buried deep down in a defense spending bill that almost nobody knows about. And the implications of this bill are pretty troubling. So according to Global Research, last Friday, President Obama signed the National Defense Authorization Act, which authorizes $611 billion for military spending in 2017. Leaving aside the year-on-year increase and the huge sum overall, buried deep inside its hefty documentation, the NDAA authorizes the Countering Foreign Propaganda and Disinformation Act of 2016. Senator Rob Portman justified the act with, "There is currently no single U.S. governmental agency or department charged with the national level development, integration, and synchronization of whole-of-government strategies to counter foreign propaganda and disinformation. After Trump's election, favored arch-enemy Russia is in the crosshairs in the international propaganda war, whilst the act effectively brings with it the creation of a post-Cold War Ministry of Information or Disinformation, depending on your view, to combat it at home. The U.S. Senate has effectively brought into law, described by Zero Hedge as a bill that further chips away at press liberties in the U.S. and which sets the stage for future witch hunts and website shutdowns purely as a result of an accusation that any one media outlet or site is considered as a source of disinformation and propaganda, and is then shut down by the government." Now, I'm absolutely in favor of combating propaganda. I mean, on this show, I point out propaganda all the time, and I do my best to discredit fake news stories. But what people classify as propaganda is something that's very subjective. So what I see on Fox News and I view as propaganda, well, to them, that's the truth. But it comes down to the person's perspective, and this is something that really sets up a slippery slope and allows the federal government to potentially clamp down on the First Amendment. Now, this is scary because they could simply say, well, this website that is calling us out when we want to go to war, that's propaganda. They're relaying false information to the public, and now we have the authority legislatively to combat this. It's in law. They're violating the law. So now we can shut down this press group. And the thing about it is, if I'm criticizing the government, well, what if they call that anti-government or anti-American propaganda? What if they call me a traitor? I criticize the American government all the time. I don't like that President Obama conducts drone strikes in Pakistan, Yemen, Somalia, Libya, Syria, Afghanistan, Iraq. I don't like this, and I've spoken about this numerous times. So if the government doesn't like me speaking out about their acts of war in other countries that they try to hide from the American people, they can shut me down and say I'm doing propaganda. So the way that you combat propaganda is not by creating this Orwellian ministry. You combat propaganda by actually educating the public, by teaching them through college, through school, how they need to have a high standard of scrutiny when they are consuming media. You need to teach them how to be responsible consumers of media, and that when they watch something, they actually think, what is this person's intentions? Why are they saying this? You need to question things. Now, you don't have to be as skeptical as Alex Jones and think that everything is fake and a conspiracy, but you just have to scrutinize things. I think everyone should be objective and hold people accountable, even that they like. So the point is that this is problematic. This is an attack on the First Amendment, and I've called out Hillary Clinton for wanting to basically clamp down on fake news as a war against the First Amendment, and now I'm calling out Obama for the same thing. This is not how you combat fake news. And furthermore, what's to stop the government from disseminating fake news? We know that the government disseminates fake news all the time. Look at the Iraq War. We were told that Iraq had weapons of mass destruction. That was fake news. So, I mean, you're basically allowing the government to control what's propaganda or not. And then you allow the government to do propaganda and then manipulate the American people. It's troublesome. It's really troublesome, and we have to make sure that we stay vigilant against this type of move to destroy the First Amendment. It's a slippery slope.
Support this podcast by joining the independent progressive media revolution today at humanistreport.com.